The NBA is more diverse than ever, with players from 40 different countries in the league. And as the league becomes more and more diverse, it's easy to forget that American players are still the backbone of the NBA. From the Golden State Warriors sharpshooter Stephen Curry to the king himself, LeBron James, the USA has produced some of the biggest basketball stars in history. And today, we're breaking down the best NBA player from the various states that have produced active NBA talent. We'll be breaking down the best players from each state, from the one-player states to the stacked lineups of California and Texas. Wait. Hold up for a sec. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming uploads. Now, starting with Illinois. And who better to kick off this list than the dominant Anthony Davis? He's on fire this season, playing with intensity and stepping up on both offense and defense. Davis is leading the Lakers to a resurgence with impressive stats, averaging 25.9 points and 12.5 rebounds per game. Shout out to some other Illinois natives making waves in the NBA, like Fred VanVleet, Ayo Dosunmu, and Javon Carter. Missouri. It's pretty clear that for the 2022-23 season, Jayson Tatum takes the cake. Tatum has been killing it this season with his incredible stats and efficient offense, with 30.1 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game, on 46.6% shooting. He's been an unstoppable force. But let's not forget about Michael Porter Jr., who gets an honorable mention. South Carolina. For South Carolina, there's no doubt that Ja Morant is the guy. He's been one of the most exciting players in the league for the past 3 seasons, and he's still going strong after winning the Most Improved Player award and setting a franchise record for wins with the Grizzlies last season. Oregon. Cole Anthony and Jeremy Grant have both represented Oregon well, but the standout player this season is Domantas Sabonis. He's been killing it with the Sacramento Kings, leading them to finish 3rd in the Western Conference. Oklahoma. In OKC, we have Josh Richardson, who is a versatile small forward for New Orleans. He's been great this season, starting his season with the San Antonio Spurs and was traded to the Pelicans, where he is also contributing well to the team. Our honorable mentions here go to Blake Griffin and Shake Milton. Washington. The top spot goes to none other than Zach LaVine, with an average of 24.8 points per game, leading the Bulls. Although DeJounte Murray and Paolo Banchero have been doing well, the crown definitely belongs to LaVine. New Jersey. While Karl Anthony Towns had a strong case, unfortunately, he's been out for a lot of games this season, and that leaves the door open for Bam Adebayo, who's been putting up slightly better offensive numbers and playing elite defense. Ohio. Here we have LeBron James, who is a legend of the game. Despite the Lakers struggling, LeBron is having an amazing season, averaging 28.9 points per game on 50% shooting. And we've got to mention Curry, who is also having a great season, as well as CJ McCollum. Texas. The honor here belongs to Trey Young. Despite a slow start to the 2022-23 season, Trey has been averaging over 26.2 points and 10.2 assists per game and finding ways to help his team win. And our honorable mentions go to Jimmy Butler, Miles Turner, and Marcus Smart. Wisconsin. They've got a rising star in Tyrese Haliburton. He's been killing it this season and leading the Pacers. With impressive stats of 20.7 points and 10.4 assists, he's definitely making a name for himself. The honorable mentions here belong to Jordan Poole and Kevin Looney. Indiana. In Indiana, it's none other than Darius Garland. He's been on fire this season, leading the Cleveland Cavaliers with impressive stats of 21.6 points and 7.8 assists per game. Garland has proven to be a top scorer, playmaker, and floor general. While there are some other players from Indiana making waves in the NBA, like Desmond Bane and Jaden Ivey, Garland takes the crown. Michigan. Here, we have Devin Booker. With injury-plagued Durant, Booker has been leading the Suns, averaging almost 27.8 points per game. Our honorable mentions from the state of Michigan go to Kyle Kuzma and Draymond Green. Florida. And who better than the rising star, Freddie Simons? He's been turning heads since last season. He has been averaging an impressive 21 points and 4 assists. While Simons takes the top spot for Florida, we can't forget about honorable mentions like Jordan Clarkson and Scotty Barnes. California. Did you know that California has over 45 active NBA players? Crazy, right? And even crazier is the fact that some of the biggest names in the league don't make the cut for the list due to injuries, like Paul George, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. But who's the top dog from Cali right now? It's none other than DeMar DeRozan, who's been killing it with the Chicago Bulls this season, averaging 24.5 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game. New York. Over 400 men from the state have made it to the NBA. And right now, the top player from the Big Apple is Donovan Mitchell. He's killing it with the Cavaliers this season. Mitchell's averaging 28.3 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game. Here, our honorable mentions go to Tobias Harris and Kevin Huerter. Tennessee. In Tennessee, the honorable mentions go to James Wiseman, who has been great since joining the Pistons, but the top spot goes to none other than Cameron Payne from the Suns. Maryland. In Maryland, we've got to give it to Emmanuel Quickley from the Knicks. He's been a standout performer for the surprising Knicks this season, averaging 15 points per game, making him a crucial part of the Knicks squad. Damian Lee and Josh Hart take the honorable mentions here. Kentucky. It's a close race, but it comes down to P.J. Washington of the Hornets and D'Angelo Russell of the Lakers. While both players have had solid seasons, Russell edges out Washington with 17.8 points and 6.2 assists per game, and therefore, Washington gets an honorable mention. Arkansas. The state has a great history of producing talented ballers, including Sidney Moncrief and Scottie Pippen. Currently, that player is Bobby Portis. He's played a crucial role in the Milwaukee Bucks championship run last season, and he's been a crucial piece this season. Honorable mentions go to Mike Conley and Malik Monk. Alabama. In Alabama, Herbert Jones from the New Orleans Pelicans is the standout player. He's been making waves with his impressive defensive skills and has also been proving himself on the offensive end, averaging 9.8 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game. Georgia. Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics takes the crown here. He's having an incredible season, averaging 26.6 points and 6.9 rebounds per game while leading the Celtics. And let's not forget about Anthony Edwards and Colin Sexton, two young players from Georgia making a splash in the NBA. Iowa. You might not expect it, but this state has some ballers representing them in the league right now. Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray are both playing for the Sacramento Kings. Although Murray has been playing well this season, Barnes still had the edge with his experience and contributions to the team. Delaware. Here, we've got Bones Highland. He's been lighting it up off the bench for the Clippers, averaging 11.8 points and 3.1 assists per game. And let's not forget about our honorable mention, Dante DiVincenzo, who's been there for the Golden State Warriors when the team needed him. Kansas. While the current crop of players from Kansas is mostly young prospects, there is one exception, Dean Wade of the Cleveland Cavaliers. In his fourth season, Wade has been a solid backup power forward. Additionally, we have to give an honorable mention to the rookie, Christian Braun. Louisiana. Known for producing Hall of Fame talent, Louisiana's current top player is De'Aaron Fox, who's having an outstanding 2022-23 season. Fox has been a key player for the Sacramento Kings. Our honorable mentions from Louisiana are Kelly Oubre Jr. and Aaron Holiday. Colorado. Here, the honorable mention goes to rookie Jalen Williams, who's making waves in the league, but our top pick for the best NBA player from Colorado is Derek White. He's been a key player for the Boston Celtics, especially during their run to the 2022 NBA Finals, and he's continuing to impress this season with some impressive stats coming off the bench. Pennsylvania. Philly has always been a breeding ground for basketball talent, and Mikal Bridges is no exception. He is putting up some solid numbers for the Nets this season. With 20 points per game, he's been a key player in Nets' success. Our honorable mentions here are DeAndre Hunter and Kyle Lowry. Maine. Here, we have Duncan Robertson from the Miami Heat. After a big offseason deal in 2021, his production has been dipping on the court. He has been averaging 6.4 points off the bench on 32.8% from there. It's unclear what caused this decline, but it could be due to his confidence being shaken. Arizona. Arizona has given us some amazing players with 19 NBA players born in Arizona, including Marvin Bagley III. Bagley is currently playing for the Detroit Pistons, and despite the team's injuries, he's been putting up some impressive numbers with 12 points and 6.5 rebounds per game while shooting at 52.9%. Massachusetts. The honor here belongs to Bruce Brown, a player who has always been a spark of energy for any team he has played for. This season, he's finally getting the recognition he deserves as he's averaging a career-high 11.5 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game. Here, the honorable mentions go to Pat Connaughton and George Niang. North Dakota. For North Dakota, that honor goes to Doug McDermott. McDermott's been in the league for 8 years and is currently with the San Antonio Spurs, where he's taking on a nice role off the bench. He's averaging 10.2 points per game on 45.7% shooting from the field this season. Minnesota. Minnesota isn't giving us much to work with this year, with Jalen Suggs being held back by injuries. But fear not, the best player for Minnesota in the 2022-23 season has been Trey Jones of the Spurs. Although the Spurs were in full tank mode, Jones has been a bright spot for them with 13 points and 6.6 assists per game. Virginia. Keldon Johnson from the San Antonio Spurs is their brightest star for the 2022-23 season. After playing for the U.S. in the 2021 Olympics, Johnson has taken on a much larger role in Greg Popovich's system and has been averaging 22 points per game. Honorable mentions go to Dorian Finney-Smith and Tyree Eason. Nevada. While rookie Orlando Robinson and Troy Brown Jr. are impressive, our top pick goes to Zach Collins of the San Antonio Spurs. He's missed the entire 2021 season due to an ankle injury, but is back now and playing well. With 11.6 points and 6.4 rebounds per game, he's our pick for the best NBA player from Nevada. Utah. While Utah has produced 26 NBA players in history, only one is currently active in the league for the 2022-23 season, and that player is John Collins of the Atlanta Hawks. He's averaging 13.1 points, but he's making up for it with improved defense, averaging 6.4 rebounds per game. North Carolina. Here, we have Chris Paul, the veteran point guard from the Phoenix Suns. Paul's leadership skills and experience make him a valuable asset to any team. The other main guys here are Zion Williamson, who has been hit by injuries, as well as Brandon Ingram, who was out in December and January, but has hit incredible form after the All-Star break. Mississippi. Mississippi may be a smaller state, but they've produced some impressive talent in the past. However, currently, there are only two active players from Mississippi in the NBA, Drew Eubanks and Terrence Davis. Out of the two, Eubanks had a better season with the Trail Blazers, averaging 6.6 points and 5.4 assists per game. Nebraska. As of 2022-23, there's only one active player from Nebraska, JT Thor for the Charlotte Hornets. He's a young player at just 20 years old and is in his second in the NBA. Although he's not getting a lot of playing time, averaging just 10 minutes per appearance, he's putting up an average of 3.8 points per game. Alaska. Alaska hasn't produced a lot of NBA talent, with only one former player, Mario Chalmers, hailing from there. But that's all changed with Daishen Nix. He may not be a household name yet, but he's definitely one to watch. So this concludes our list of the best NBA players from every state for the 2022-23 season. But we want to hear from you guys. Who is the standout player from your home state that you're most proud of? Or maybe we missed out on someone that you think deserved a spot on this list. Let us know down in the comment section below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more content on the way, so stay tuned.